welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing round 3 of Declutter with Me. I don't know, that's what we called it last year. Should we just do Declutter with Me 2021 style? So today we are going to be doing shelf number 2, which is my series, classics, and retellings shelf. So we're going to start here. These are my Jennifer E. Smith books that I want to read eventually. So we're not going to touch these ones. Okay, and then this is where the series starts. So this is A Dog's Journey, which is the sequel to A Dog's Purpose, which I loved. It broke me, though, so I'm looking forward to reading that one. Another Day by David Levithan. This is the sequel to Every Day, and I really enjoyed Every Day. It was a 3-star, 4-star read for me, I think. So I do want to read this eventually, but I keep putting it off. Then A Whole New World, a Disney Twisted Tale by Liz Bronswell. This is a twist on Aladdin. I kind of want to get the whole thing before I start reading them, but then I kind of think that maybe that's just an excuse and that I'll never read them. But I really do want to. I just want to own them all first. It makes sense. Okay, then these are Bridget Jones' Diaries. You know what? I'm not 100% sold on these. I think I got it for the nostalgia because my mom liked the Bridget Jones' Diary movie, and I liked watching them with her, but they weren't my first choice, I don't think. So we'll put those on the chopping block. The Indian in the Cupboard trilogy is one that I just got, so we're going to keep it. This is part of the Alice series. It's a contemporary series, and you know what? I think it's time we think about giving those ones up, because I haven't touched them, and I'm not sure I'm going to. Okay, let's move those to the side. Then this is the Gallagher Girls series, in which it's a middle grade series about going to spy school, so yeah, we're keeping that. Okay, that is the end of my series that I can read right now. I also have 6 of Crows, but that's on my April TBR already, so that one's not on the chopping block. And then we have my classics and my retellings. So we have Oliver Twist. You know what? I'm not into classics at all. So we're going to go through every classic. This one is a historical fiction. Oh yeah, okay, so they're from the classics. It's historical fiction because I only have 2 of them. And then retellings. So yeah, we're just gonna go through every classic just so that I know what I have and we can see if I'm interested in them or not. Okay, then The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd is one that I really want to read. I just didn't get around to it when it was on my TBR in February. So we're going to keep it. The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead is one that I really want to read. Okay. Then there's Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. This is a Jane Eyre retelling, but Jane Eyre is a serial killer. So I'm keeping that. And then these three are on the chopping block. Politically correct storybooks. This is fairy tales, which I just love fairy tales. We have 2 stacks that are this big, each to go through. That's more than I thought. So let's start. These 2 I'm going to unhaul. Not because I'm not interested. In fact, I am very interested in both of these. But this is like the second in a spin-off series of Beautiful Creatures. I want to read the entire series of Beautiful Creatures and Dangerous, whatever this one is. I'm interested in that series, but at this point, I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to go find them. So for right now, I'm just gonna unhaul these. If in the future I get this series, or I can find the whole bind up or something, then I will definitely check these books out. It's something that I still want to do. It's just not the right time. Along with this one is a middle grade fantasy by Chris Colfer, The Land of Stories. I am very interested in this series as well. And this was written by one of the actors on Glee. Okay, now this is going to be the hard part. So this is Hood by Stephen R. Lawhead. I was really interested in reading this not very long ago. And then I read Robin Hood, because I had never read Robin Hood, and I was bored. So I'm just gonna unhaul this, give it to someone who's gonna love it more than I do. Now our classics are here. Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. This is still one that I am super excited for. I don't know why I avoid it. Yes, I do. It's because it's a classic. I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, and then I got The Odyssey by Homer, because I told myself that I loved The Odyssey when I was in school, but I'm never gonna read this again. Like, it was a good experience reading it in high school, but I just don't care. Ooh, okay, The Never-Ending Story by Michael Ende. This was one of my favorite movies as a kid, but I've never read the book, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay, and then Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. I'm not interested. Then Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. Now this one is one that I'm really interested in, but it has deckled edges, and I hate deckled edges. Am I really gonna unhaul it because of deckled edges though? No. I found this at the dollar store, so I can deal with the deckled edges. I don't know a lot about this other than it's about like this orphan girl who starts working at Green Gables, and when she gets there, the head of the housemaster, I don't remember what, the housemaster was expecting a boy to work out in the stables, but Anne, who is not a boy, comes, and at first they're reluctant to let her work because she's a girl, and then I think they let her, and it's her adventures. I was really excited for The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. because I heard that this and The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson are both very good classic horror novels, and that's really, I want to be scared. I recently read The Haunting of Hill House, though, and I did not get scared, nor did I like it. So, since those two are compared so often, and I heard that this character is selfish and very unlikable and mean, and I don't want to read about another jerky character who doesn't learn his lesson. So I'm gonna unhaul this too. It's Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. And, I think it's another orphan story, and that's the only thing that I know. But it's enough to keep me interested in wanting to read it. So we're gonna keep it. So Lord of the Flies by William Golding. It's been a very, very long time since I've read this book. High school, probably. But I loved this in high school. And it wasn't like The Odyssey where I told myself that I loved it. I absolutely adored this book. And it's kind of short for a classic. You know, only 208 pages. So I want to keep this because I do want to reread it. I don't know when, but I do want to reread it. Heidi, I'm going to keep this. Heidi, a little Swiss girl, plays among the mountain goats, charms an old mountain grandfather, and delights her friend Clara. With her warm heart, generous spirit, and child's pure faith, Heidi asks for an answer to a prayer, and finds more than one. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I'm going to keep this one because this was yet another one I believe I really liked. I can't remember much about this one, but I do think that I really liked it, and again, it's pretty short. Then Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. I am going to keep, especially because I might be doing a buddy read of this in April with someone on Instagram. Beowulf. I'm going to just unhaul this one. We only have series left for this challenge. I don't know anything about this. It's like a contemporary series. You know, the reviews are really good for this series. I just always forget about it, and I'm not all that interested, so I think we're just gonna let this one go as well. Our last series to determine if we're gonna keep it or not is Bridget Jones' Diary and Bridget Jones: The Edge of Reason. Fun fact, I never went to see that movie because, well, I didn't like the first one. But my mom really enjoyed it. I remember, so I did not like this movie, but I remember watching it with my mom, and I remember the memories of this movie with my mom. So that's what I treasure. I really treasure those memories. The movie itself was not for me. And since I know that the movie was not for me and I did not enjoy it, I'm gonna just unhaul this series as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and going through shelf number 2 of my books. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these and which one's your favorite.